Guys, it is officially time to drop my 2025 college football playoff bracket prediction video. I'm going to go seed by seed, game by game, and then unveil my champion. I'm going to see this bracket as it happens, as it develops. It's going to be a beautiful thing. And we're going to ask Grok, hey Grok, who is the best team in college football 2025?
For the 2025 season, Texas is considered the best team in college football right now. They're topping most preseason polls, with Arch Manning running the show at quarterback, a dynamic offense.
All right, thank you. So Grok thinks Texas is the best team in college football. Let's see if I agree with that on my official bracket prediction video 2025. Here we go. Starting with the number 8 seed in college football, it is Georgia. So the Georgia Bulldogs get there. I believe they win 9 or 10 games this year. Gunnar Stockton, Kirby Smart, and they get enough wins to go back to the playoff as the number 8 seed, and they will meet the 9 seed, the Louisville Cardinals. Yes, so they're going to sneak in as the ACC champions this year. My boy Miller Moss transferring from USC to Louisville, a Heisman contender right now. Miller Moss leads this team to a 10-win season and an ACC title to sneak in to the playoff as the 9 seed, playing Georgia in the first round. It's going to be wild there. Going down to the 5 seed here, it is Texas. So I believe Texas loses 2 games this year, 1 to Ohio State, and then probably 1 to LSU. You'll see later in the video who I think is going to win the SEC. But Texas is the 5 seed this year. I think they were the 5 seed last year maybe, right? Something like that. But so Texas does not get a bye this year, and they will meet the 12 seed, Texas Tech, yes. So we're getting a Texas versus Texas Tech old school Big 12 matchup here in the first round. And Texas Tech, they led the Big 12 last year in points, I think 38 points per game. They bring in a transfer running back from USC this year. It's going to be a very low-key, underrated team. They're ranked 23rd right now. They're going to make it to the Big 12 title game, lose that game, but still get a spot in the playoff with a 10-win season. Going to the top right corner here, it is the 7 seed Alabama. So, of course, last year, missing the playoff entirely. I think this year the offense is good enough to win 9 games, maybe 10 games in the SEC, and get back to the playoff, hosting a first-round game against the 10 seed Notre Dame, Fighting Irish, so the runner-up last year. They lose some parts on offense, but really their schedule, guys, it is so easy this year. They easily win 9 games, maybe 10, maybe even 11 this year for Notre Dame. But I say they lose 2 and they get a 10 seed this year in the playoff against Alabama. That first round game is going to be crazy. A rematch of the 2013 title game between Bama and Notre Dame. Going down to the 6th seed here, it is my Big 12 title champions, Kansas State. My Heisman dark horse, Avery Johnson for K-State. They're a top 15 team already. It's going to be electric there in Manhattan, Kansas. The 6th seed, the Wildcats, hosting the 11th seed. Here we go, guys. So we're missing the group of 5 team, and here it is, the unveiling. It is the UNLV Runnin' Rebels of Las Vegas. Oh boy, so we're going to get Las Vegas versus K-State in a first-round playoff game. So my theory here for UNLV, they were probably the 2nd best team last year in the Mountain West. Of course, Boise won it last year with, their Heisman running back, basically. He's gone now. I see UNLV winning 10 games this year, a top 20 team. They beat Boise on the blue turf in the Mountain West title game, and they go to the playoff as the highest-ranked group of 5 champion there. UNLV, bank it right now to go to the playoff, guys. That is crazy. And then here we go with the number 4 seed in the playoff. It is going to be Penn State, so they're already ranked number 2 in the AP. My boy Drew Aller there, a Heisman frontrunner right now. So again, it's the usual thing for Penn State here. They lose to Ohio State in November. Maybe they get the Big Ten title game, but really I think they lose 1, maybe 2 games this year. But still top 4 team there, and getting a first round bye is the Nittany Lions. The 3 seed here, it is Oregon. So my reasoning here really, outside of Dante Moore, the transfer quarterback, guys, Oregon's schedule this year is a complete joke, guys. Go look at their schedule. It is ridiculous. Yeah, I could see Oregon going 12-0 this year and then losing in the Big Ten title game to Penn State or Ohio State. So the number 2 seed here is going to be the SEC champions, LSU. I know it's crazy. It's Brian Kelly's best team ever. I think they're talented. They're deep. I know the defense isn't quite there, but guys, Garrett Nussmeier, the quarterback, the receiver core for LSU, watch them to win the SEC this year over Texas. And the number 1 overall seed this year in the playoff is going to be the defending champions, the Ohio State Buckeyes. So that QB room, the receivers, the defense is all top tier in the nation. Their schedule's pretty easy, non-conference. I think they beat Texas week 1, and they beat Oregon in the Big Ten title game. They could lose to Wisconsin or Illinois, but still 12-1 with that schedule, easily the number 1 team in the country. And then here we go. Let's pick this bracket game by game here and see who's going to win the championship in 2025. So the first round game here, Georgia versus Louisville. Can Louisville pull the upset there at Georgia? I'm going to say no. Georgia wins that game fairly easily, honestly, in the first round. And then the 5-12 game, Texas versus Texas Tech. It's going to be legendary. I see Texas being 20-point favorites in this game, and they cover that spread. 48-14, take Texas to win that game. And then going to Alabama versus Notre Dame. It's going to be a beautiful game there in Tuscaloosa. But Notre Dame goes in there on the road, under the lights, and beats Bama, knocks them out in the first round. A mini upset there by the Fighting Irish. And then down here, Kansas State versus UNLV. Can we get a UNLV Cinderella run in 2025, guys? Oh my goodness, UNLV wins that first round game against K-State in a legendary upset to meet Oregon in the second round. It's going to be insane. So let's do here the quarterfinals. So Georgia, Ohio State, a rematch of that semifinal game 3 years ago. The missed field goal at midnight, New Year's Eve. It was crazy with your boy Stetson Bennett. Can Ohio State get revenge here? I'm going to say yes. Ohio State wins that game over Georgia. And then Texas, Penn State, Big Ten, SEC again. Here we go, guys. It is Texas, Arch Manning, setting up a rematch against Ohio State. It's going to be insane. Full circle, you know. They played last year in the semifinals. They played week 1 this year, and they meet again in the semifinals in 2026 to the right side of the bracket here. So Notre Dame versus LSU, of course, the Brian Kelly legacy game here. Can Brian Kelly's most talented team ever beat Notre Dame? Yes, Garrett Nussmeier leads LSU to the semifinal. So far it's 2 SEC schools and 1 Big Ten school. Can we make it 2 Big Ten schools here? UNLV versus Oregon in the quarterfinal game. Can we get a legendary upset here by UNLV? Please, please, please. No, it's going to be Oregon. So Oregon gets back to the semifinals, I guess for the first time in like really 10 years, because last year they lost in the Rose Bowl. So yeah, Ohio State versus Texas and LSU versus Oregon in the semifinal games here. Let's pick Ohio State, Texas first. It is going to be Texas getting revenge on Ohio State. So they lost the last 2, but they win this one. Arch Manning goes to the final. And then LSU versus Oregon. I've said it all offseason, all summer. LSU is the best team in college football. You're just not seeing it right now. That offense is crazy, guys. If they get the defense right, they're going to be so good. So here it is, guys. LSU versus Texas, the national championship game. All SEC schools. I've said it all offseason, guys. LSU is the best team in football. Texas, one of the best quarterbacks, one of the best coaches in the country. Can they win the title this year? Here it is, guys. LSU wins the championship in 2025. I can't believe it. A legendary run by the Tigers there. Congratulations to Brian Kelly and the Heisman Garrett Nussmeier there. If you disagree, put it in the comments below. But anyways, guys, I'll see you guys next video for week 0 picks and predictions. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. Bye.